In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
That elsewhere in the universe, beings could have evolved to such an extent that they might even appear godlike to us if we were ever to encounter them.
Yes, I mean, when I say I don't believe in God, somebody might say to me, well, how do you know there's not some superlatively complicated and intelligent godlike being orbiting Alpha Centauri who would be so obviously godlike that were we ever to meet this character or those characters, we would fall on our knees and worship them. And I think that's perfectly plausible. I think, if you think about it, if we could fly in a Boeing 747 to the Middle Ages or to the Dark Ages and suddenly land by the side of an Anglo-Saxon village, I mean, they would undoubtedly think we were gods, and they'd fall down and worship us. By the same token, that I bet there are somewhere in the universe, because the universe is so large, I bet that somewhere in the universe there are beings even more advanced relative to us than we are advanced relative to a Dark Age Anglo-Saxon peasant.
Why should extraterrestrials be like we, similar than mankind? Or why, this is impossible, why should extraterrestrials think similar than we do? The extraterrestrials are not similar as we, but we are similar to them, because we are the product. Everybody here, I'm sure, has heard of some talks about the holy texts in ancient India. There, in chapter 11 of a book with the complicated name Zaba Parva, it is explained that once gigantic spaceships surrounded our planet. And it is clearly said there were in orbit around the Earth. In these old Indian texts, they do not use the word something of happiness, a place of absolute happiness. They use the word firmament. Over the firmament, gigantic cities surrounded the Earth.
I walked into the photo lab in the restricted area, and this was between missions. One of the gentlemen I had been friends with, and I still talk to occasionally, he pointed to one area of this mosaic. It was one panel of a mosaic with a smile on his face. He said, "Look over there." And I looked, and in one of the photo panels, I saw a round white. At the time, it was very crisp, very sharp lines on it. And I said to him, what is that? Is that a dot on the emulsion? And then he's grinning, and he says, dots on the emulsion don't leave round shadows on the ground. And there was a round shadow at the right angle, at the correct angle, the sun shining on the trees. I saw pine trees. I didn't see a coastline. I don't know where this was. And I said, "Is this a UFO?" And he's smiling at me, and he says, "I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that." What I knew he meant was it was, but he couldn't tell me. So I said, "What are you going to do with this information?" And he said, "Well, we always have to airbrush them out."
We are here today to disclose the truth about a subject that has been ridiculed and questioned, denied for at least 50 years. The reason we are coming forward now is that we are asking for the U.S. Congress and for President Bush to move towards an official inquiry and disclosure on this subject.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Clifford Stone. I was Sergeant First Class, United States Army.
My name is Dwayne Arneson. I served 26 years as a communication electronics officer in the U.S. Air Force.
My name is John Callahan. I'm a retired FAA employee. I was the division manager for the Accidents Evaluation and Investigation Division.
My name is Don Phillips. I was in the United States Air Force and had worked with certain intelligence agencies of the United States government.
These are people who have been inside the CIA, NSA, NRO, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, all divisions of the intelligence and military community, as well as corporate witnesses, contractors to the government.
My name is Dan Willis.
My name is George Filer III.
My name is John Maynard.
My name is Donna Hare.
My name is Carl Wolf.
My name is Harlan Bentley.
My name is Larry Warren.
My name is Mark McCann.
I'm prepared to tell the story in front of Congress, and it is the truth.
And I will testify under oath before Congress that what I'm saying is the truth. I'm prepared to go to Congress, to swear before Congress that everything I've told you people and everything that is here is the truth.
We have contact with aliens not originating from some foreign country, but from some other solar system.
The signal was as strong as a surface contact on the water of an aircraft carrier. This contact was huge.
We were flying tankers over England, and London Control asked us to intercept a UFO.
So we would go from 1 o'clock, 7 or 8 miles to 6, 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 miles inside of 4 or 5 seconds. We have to be moving to.
They could rise, go straight up. They could do that. It seemed like instantaneous.
Once they started moving, they went straight up, for a while, and then they went zap.
To the space shuttle Atlantis. There you go, 1, 2, and 3. Unclear what those are. Maybe a fourth thing. Unclear what those are. Could be ice. Could be little pieces of harmless debris. Worst case scenario, could be parts of the heat shield, and that is why NASA is concerned.
So it's very hard to identify what those little things might be.
We are being observed by some type of device which is ahead of us, far ahead of us, and is probably controlled by a highly advanced superior civilization. It has reached the point where many people in the Air Force have the same conclusion. In fact, the Air Force at one time had a top secret estimate that these things were interplanetary spaceships.
I looked to the north of me, and looked like a fallen star. It was red and kind of coming down and on about a 45. And so then I watched it and I was going to see if it landed and then maybe go down and see what it was. And when it got to the top of the trees, it stopped. And a blue and a white light come on. And I looked at it and I thought I was seeing things.
Frank Manor's UFO remained over his swamp for more than 4 hours. His children saw it, his in-laws saw it, residents of the area saw it.
I saw it looked to be shaped like a pie. I could see the front of it. I just saw the round front, and I could see the light on either side. I just wanted to stay there and keep my eyes glued to it. I couldn't leave. but I can't fathom it because it seems so unreal.
William Van Horn, Hillsdale's undertaker and civil defense director, also spotted the UFO and was with his Geiger counter the next day, checking a mysterious perfect circle where the UFO had been seen. No one photographed it, but Sergeant Newell Schneider of the Sheriff's Office remembered it well enough to draw it.
Oh, it moved very rapidly at any speed or rather any direction it wanted to go. Why it could change and go to the right or the left or go crossways without hesitating a bit. What do you think of it? Well, if they call it a flying saucer, that's what it is.
We have contact with aliens, not originating from some foreign country, but from some other solar system.